Okay, so we're going to continue where we left off on the last video, and basically we have rotation here, and we have the key capture that's happening here on the key down handler. So every time we capture that key, we're using it in this select case, which is inside of our master loop, inside of the game loop. So far what we've been able to do is create these two new locations that we're going to end up using to be able to put into the object, but I notice right here we have some redundancy going on here, also in the rotation transform. The rotation transforms needs to transform based off of this or this, not this and this. So we could take this rotation transform, cut it out of here, and put it down there. And I think I explained why this is empty, because we want it to activate, but we just don't want anything to happen. We want it to take on the effects of this this transform here. Now, like I said before, in WPF, when you're transforming something, basically what you're doing is you're accessing the canvas and you are getting its left and its right coordinates from the margin. So after I'm done with all of these things, I want to be able to add it into this fireball right here, and into its transform. And all this right here from this rotate transform tool that we've been using, we want to be able to also add that to the fireball. So the way we're going to do that is first I'm going to call the canvas class, and then I'm going to call the get set. We want the set top, and the top basically is the Y value. So put that in your fireball, and then we're going to give it the Y value up here, the new location. And for the X value, I'm pretty much going to do the exact same thing, except I'm going to change this from top to left, and change this from Y to X. So that by itself, after we're done with these equations, should give us some kind of movement. So let's look at that really quick and see if that actually works. So that's what happens when I push the left, and that's what happens when I push the right. You notice it's rotating. It looks kind of weird, but it is rotating. So at least we got that thing moving around. If I put up, see, I hit left, I hit right, and if I hit the up, it's going to cancel that in whatever direction that it was left off on. So obviously we intend to do a lot better than that. We're going to get the rotation from the center point, but for right now we got that thing moving around. And because I may need this later on, or I'm gonna kind of want to be able to set and get these values, I'm gonna make a helper procedure. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that out, and I'm gonna make a helper procedure to help me, to make it easier for me to do that. So I'm gonna say set location, and basically it's going to, let me put that there, and when I set the location, it's going to take an object and an object location. So I'm going to call the object as, take it as an image, then obj location, and that's going to be probably a point. Yeah. And I can go ahead and paste that information in here, and I'm going to replace that here, and I'm going to replace this point dot x dot y. There you have it. So now when I'm up here and I'm setting this location down here, I can just say set location, and then I'm gonna say the fireball. And then I'm gonna give it a new point. Yeah. And it does go in this order, this particular order. So you have to put the X value first, and you're gonna end up putting the Y value second. So the second thing I want to be able to do is, I can do this in code, but I'll just show you. I want to go ahead and change this center point right here. So every time I rotate, it's rotating around this center point right here. And actually I want it to rotate around more of this back part here. I'm going to go ahead and push this way. There we go. So now we got it going in the right direction. I can even grab this right here and adjust this just a little bit. Let me see what happens if I put it here. Yeah, actually that's where I want it. I want it in the front. So I'm going to keep it right there. So now we want to go right back to that code, and here, let's see, we got to now add the render transform into the ball. Okay, so we already set this here. We're going to add into the fireball. So we're going to take this render transform that we've been working with, that we set down here, and then we're going to go ahead and add it into the fireball. So we're going to say fireball dot render transform, and that's going to equal rotate transform 1. And now let's see what the effects of that is. So we got it going backwards. Hold on. Okay, so what it looks like here is that we're gonna, right here, this is not converting to radian. So we're gonna go ahead and add the constant there. And let's, actually we don't need to add a variable. We just put the number up in there for now. You can add a variable if you want. That's still 57.3 as radian. Okay, there we go. We got a smoother. So what I'm going to have to do is go and change the bitmap to something that actually is not faced up and down like this. But for now we have the movement, and let's see what else we have here. We change anything? So if you didn't download an image that was faced up and down like this, then when you run it, you run this, it would be faced the proper way, but actually we can edit this inside of Visual Basic. So I'm gonna go ahead and close that, and I'll select this, and I'm gonna double click on it, and then the editor will pop up. From here I can go into its properties, so I select that. I'll select the properties, and here are the properties, and then I have this rotate by, and I'll say -90. So it's only going to go by, okay, so 90. Oops. 90. we'll save that. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and run it, and now you can see it's actually pointing in the proper direction that I want. All I have to do is change the origin to be able to make it move a little bit different. But I can move left, it goes up, move right, and when I hit up, it's going to go in that exact same direction that it was turning in. So I can change this a little bit here and then run it again, and it's a little bit smoother. There we go. It's a lot smoother actually. So in the next video, what we're going to do is we want to have this fireball be able to detect that it hit these boxes here. So whenever it hit those boxes or the targets, it'll be able to destroy them or anything like that, or make a bullet or anything like that destroy it. Another thing we might want to be able to do is add borders to these walls so it doesn't go off the edge. So at least we got our fireball moving, and now it's time to just add on to what we've already done.